Hi guys, it seems Nick Ferrari's plan to make people angry with Keir Starmer didn't go as well as hoped because a man named Tony called in and cut right through the crap. Instead of focusing on the NHS, the cost of living crisis, Tory corruption, businesses struggling as a result of Brexit, the right-wing commentators want you to focus instead on the Tory culture war. Even 30p Lee Anderson said himself some months back that the Tories can't win the next election on Boris or Brexit, so they need to talk woke and trans issues. Well, Tony destroyed that narrative better than I could have. Beware, some of the language here is a bit crude. Have a listen.
I don't care if you identify as a greater carrot. And to ask the leader of the opposition to recognise what a woman is when it's only actually done to kind of to catch him out in some way.
Well, why doesn't he come out? Why can't he handle the question, Tony?
He can handle the question perfectly well.
He can't.
But
are you telling me 1 in 1,000 women have a penis?
You know they don't. And I work in the medical profession.
Well, hold
Absolutely
on.
They don't.
It would appear that the leader of the opposition does.
Well, do you know what? If we're going to go on about answering questions, we've just had a Prime Minister for 3 years who couldn't answer a straight question and couldn't lie in bed. I have a cleaner at work. And if she lies, she get the sack. Right. So she's held to a higher standard of behaviour than our Prime Minister and our government. It's just a dog whistle. It's a culture war that they want to... I care, and the people of Hartlepool care about the mortgages. They care about the crime on the street. They care about the litter on the streets. They care about the fact that they can't afford food. They care about the fact that there's no jobs. And yet Rishi Sunak comes to North Yorkshire and starts looking at potholes last week. It's a joke. Keir Starmer is the only hope we've got. He absolutely is. So when you start asking him about what is a woman, he knows what a woman is. Everybody does. All you want to do is get red meat to the frothing, not even masses, to the frothing kind of people who want to get angry and say you can't recognise what a woman is. There's a difference between a scientific woman and whether you want to identify as a woman, a grated carrot or anything else, Nick. There absolutely is. But we got bigger problems than that. So all Keir Starmer does is trying to basically appeal to as many people as he can. And who cares what somebody identifies as? If you care what somebody identifies as, as long as people don't hurt anybody, you can identify as what you like. And to ask the leader of the opposition to recognise what a woman is, when actually you don't really care what the answer is, you just want to know whether he can upset as many people as you want him to, then it's just abhorrent. There's a government that's been in power for 13 years. 13 years. The country's never been so divided as it is now. Never. And you know what? They point at somebody else and go, look at them. They don't know whether they've got a willy or not.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love Tony. And I hope Tony's listening to this, because kudos to him for calling in and setting the record straight. What is this all about? It's distraction. 13 years of failure. The Tories don't want you talking about food banks, the rising cost of living, poverty, people being homeless because they can't afford to rent a property, never mind buy one. They don't want you to talk about their failures. They want to, as even Lee Anderson himself said, we have to run on this culture war. We have to talk about trans issues, because what they want is for Keir Starmer to be asked a question that makes them uncomfortable. And then they go, oh, okay, see, Keir Starmer can't be Prime Minister because he can't answer this question, this specific question. It's a distraction. You need people like Tony to call in and explain the reality of the situation. The Tories understand that they can't run on their record. You even have Tory MPs putting out flyers with the colour of their flyers are in green because they're disassociating themselves from the party. Local councillors. So I'm in very small print, I'm a member of the Conservative Party, because they understand that they don't want to be tarred with the same brush as the rest of as the government has been tarred with. They understand that if they run on a Tory ticket, it will be failure. They're connected to failure. It's about distracting the public. Get the public angry about something that really doesn't affect them. But the cost of living affects the majority of people. Going to food banks is affecting more and more people. Going to food banks used to be something that affected really, really poor people. Now it's even middle class individuals and families going to food banks because they can't pay the bills, because they can't absorb this cost of living crisis. And the Tory response, along with their friends in the right-wing media, let's ask difficult questions of Keir Starmer so we can rile up the angry people who are always angry. This question is not to identify whether Keir Starmer understands what a woman is. It's about making people angry. The people who will be the most angry would never vote for Keir Starmer anyway. But it will create a clip that can go viral. Look, Keir Starmer can't answer a question. This is why he shouldn't be Prime Minister. And ignore the issues that affect you, like cost of living, rent, mortgages rising, things like this. Ignore the failure of 13 years and focus on a question that really doesn't affect you. You know, we should expect better from even Nick Ferrari, but unfortunately that's not the case. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.